Hello, today's lesson is lesson 5-1, 2 and 5 as factors. One of the important words we need to know for this lesson is the word multiples. Multiples means the products of a whole number and other whole numbers. It is basically skip counting. We talked about what some of the multiples of 5 were. We could skip count by 5. We also talked about the multiples of 2 and how we could skip count by 2. So you've learned how to skip count by 2s and 5s, and you can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So our learning target today, I can use patterns to multiply with 2 and 5 as factors. What are some things that come in pairs or sets of 2s? Here's pictures of some that I thought of. How can you find how many legs there are altogether in a group of 9 chickens? We talked about how we could skip count by 2s to find the answer. We filled this out on the back of our morning math this morning. We put 2s in that first column of blanks, and then we noticed that we were skip counting when we found our answers: 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. We did the same thing here. We started with 2s, 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 and then we skip counted by 2s here to find our answer. We use the commutative property to remember that 0 times 2 is the same as 2 times 0. 1 times 2 is the same as 2 times 1. 2 times 2 is the same as 2 times 2. 3 times 2 is the same as 2 times 3. And when we finished that, we did the 5s. Skip counting by 5s. What patterns do you see in the 2s? Facts. What patterns do you see in the 5s? Facts. Pause the video right now to think about this question. We pointed out that multiples of 2 are all even numbers. The digit in the ones place is always 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Multiples of 5, the digits in the ones place is always 0 or 5. This was a test question that a lot of students missed, so we remembered that any number times 0 is 0. This 5 times 0 is 0. Any number times 1 is that number, so 2 times 1 is 2. Which is greater, 0 or 2? 2 is greater, so B is the correct answer. I have 9 pairs of socks. How can I skip count to find how many socks I have? You can count by 2s. I have 10 gloves. How can I skip count to find how many fingers are on 10 gloves? You can count by 5s. Bert says 2 times 8 is 15. How can you use patterns to know his answer is wrong? Students thought about this and pointed out that all multiples of 2 are even numbers. 15 is not an even number. It doesn't end with 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So it can't be the multiple of 2. We looked at some problems from the book. How much does it cost to bowl 3 games if you do not rent shoes? 5 times 3 is 15. Mary rented shoes. She bowled 2 games. How much did she spend? Pause the video to figure this out. She spent $2 on shoes, and she bowled 2 games. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the $2 that she spent on shoes is 12. Wendy paid for 2 games with a $20 bill. How much change did she get back? This is a 2-part problem. First, you have to multiply 5 times 2 to find out how much she paid for those 2 games. 5 times 2 is 10. Then you have to subtract. She paid with $20. 20 minus 10 is 10. She got $10 back. Here's some problems we looked at so I could point out to students that they needed to look at the captions of the pictures. And that was it for today.